Hello, this is the teeny tiny tutorial for the map Bank. Again, I will be explaining some really basic stuff, like really basic stuff. So for veterans, you probably already know this, but I'm just gonna show some things you have to do, like if you're just getting into ranked and stuff like that. This tutorial is just perfect. I'm gonna show you the key hatches, the key walls you need to reinforce, stuff you just have to, like the really mandatory things. First off, you will want to reinforce the right side of this left panel. If you got a mirror playing, this is one of the spots where you want to place your mirror. Then of course, open it up. I'm doing it a little bit roughly now to make it a bit prettier when you're really playing, but yeah, you should open this up ready to safely lob some gas over, because hey, I'm smoke, why not? And of course, if you're playing with C4, just sit behind here safely, wait for the call from your Echo, Maestro, or your Pulse if you got a Pulse playing here in the vault when they are going for a plant. For those who don't know yet, if you got a Pulse playing here, you can see it through the wall. This is the wall that actually goes to server. If you see them going to the corner there and plant, you should call it out to your teammates who have a C4 to actually go for the lob. Then a bit of a rotation here. Always have a rotation between sides, because when you have people playing here holding the angles on garage or from the stairs, if they notice no one's pushing from there and you need help, or you used up all your C4 and utility here and you got someone playing in the back with C4 and you need to swap the players out, they can quickly and more safely rotate over here, get their C4 ready, and boom. Also don't forget, also really wise, to open up the bottom here, because we will go over to the hatches now. There are two really important hatches and two also important hatches. The two really important ones are here in the open area, 1 and 2. This one gives a really good sight on the A side. Like if it's a post plant, they will plant right over there in that corner. If the diffuser goes down and you're still gonna attack her up here, you will have to deal with it, else you won't be able to defuse. This one is really good to lob grenades in, or if you have a capital, get some fire over there if you're ready for the plant to actually push off the people playing there. With their smokes, with their C4, they will have to move or they will get burned. The other two hatches that are relatively important, not really because they give a good line of sight, but because they open really good, like, sneaky rotations for the attackers, is this one in the elevator, and you got one over here in the lobby as well, who looks out here in the vault. So those are 4 hatches and 1 mandatory reinforcement. That's already 5. Of course you want to reinforce this and this. Those are 7 reinforcements you always have to do, because the attackers will want to take control of server, open up this wall and go for the default plant spot right at the edge here. And of course that's for a reason, because there's not many angles the defenders can have on you when you plant here. They already have to push from the door, which you can of course hold an angle on from the door or from the garage if you got someone flanking them. So hence why C4 behind the reinforced wall over there are really strong, because they will still hit someone trying to plant here. And this is the other side. If your Pulse, you will have a view on when they will actually go for this. This hatch is optional. Like if you actually playing with a 5-stack and one of them says like, I'm gonna go roam, you can leave this soft or even open it up already for if they want to push server, you just give it to them. But once they actually go for the execute, the roamer upstairs has a very good view on what happens below in server and can pick them off. But of course, if you want to make it a little bit more difficult for them and actually want to hold server for longer, you want someone having player on the server stairs and someone playing in the server itself, and it's wise to actually reinforce it, because for the same reason, but then for the attackers, if they open this up and you want to hold server, things get way more complicated, because if you want to go for a quick rotate back to side, it gets too hot under your feet, you just will get shot from the hatch. So this is really optional, something that's a bit up for debate together with your team on what you want to do. If you just want to leave server, you don't want to really hold it, like you got a dozen of cams over here and you want to go for a late flank, don't reinforce it, because if you want to flank from the server stairs, that is really predictable. They will probably have a flank drone on the soda machines or a nomad or a claymore. They will be ready for it. It's a very common thing to just push back from the server stairs is really hard. It's always a bonus when you got this hatch open. So depending on what strats you want to do, you will have 1 or 2 playing behind this reinforced area and 1 in vault, depending if it's an Echo or Maestro watching their cams, and maybe a smoke or someone with C4 holding the angle from the mirror. But never forget about garage, because having an attacking team that goes with 5 all in the server is very rare. You will always have someone trying to flank you from garage or the hatches. 2 hatches here I have mentioned. But on a really standard take, there will probably be a thermite and someone with smoke, so someone that can actually support a thermite, like a Thatcher, Twitch, an IQ that looks for cameras, will probably be here with them. Of course, having 2 or even 3 hard breachers is not really a luxury here. It's one. That's why I actually started with bank, because it's one of the good examples of hard breaching shining, because you will want to use your thermite on the walls down there, and then have your Hibana or Maverick, depends, like of course one of them can be banned, to concentrate on the hatches over here. So we'll have a Hibana playing over there, at least 2 or 3 people in the server, someone backing up the Hibana or going for a flank. That's of course all up to what tactics you want to use. Very common spots to have an Echo drone, and it's also very common to actually have an Echo playing here in garage itself with an Echo drone, and the second Echo drone of course being kept here as plant denial, because for people that don't know yet, while you're planting, if you get hit by the burst of an Echo drone, you will actually be pushed out of the plant and you will have to go for it again. And of course in the last 10 seconds or so of a round, that can really change everything or just cause some panic. A lot of people just start to panic, like, oh my god, I've been hit by a yokai, I'm gonna retreat. But of course it all depends. If you hear a C4 ripping and stuff like that, of course you should retreat, and it's obvious it's been called out. The Echo in garage can actually just leave this camera here and don't have to look at it, just concentrate on garage. Or if a Valkyrie or something has some cameras upstairs, to watch those so you don't get flanked from the stairs, and have someone that plays over here actually watch the Echo drone. good spots for Mysore cams and stuff is of course here by the monitors. Here in server as well, just to put them off and have them waste a lot of utility, because if they don't have the right utility to deal with the Mysore cam over here, it will actually deny them the ability to open up these two keys walls, because you can just zap the thermite charge off it. And I think the timer is actually spot on.
10 seconds to go.
These are like the real basics for the downstairs hold, and afterwards we will go upstairs.
The time limit has been reached.
Next up we will go upstairs, and here I will give an example on how strong castle can be. Like, it's a really underestimated operator, mainly
Secure
because
the area. Keep the bombs protected.
people that just start playing Siege
10 seconds
pick
remaining.
him up and just turtle down the whole objective room, which
5
is of
seconds
course
to insertion.
something you should never do.
Increase surveillance on
What you
bombs.
do
Op
with
4 has
castle
an
on this
diffuser.
side is castle off these windows. 1 and 2, because they give a really good line of sight for attackers that are repelling from the outside here. If you repel
Remain in this area. Your
up
location
here
has been compromised.
and look through the windows, or even the windows on the other side, you will actually deny them a lot of angles, and then just board up the other ones. You can also switch around a bit, like if you notice these are going down way too quick from people going over there, you just switch them around a bit. What you can also do is actually integrate other rooms into your defense setup. Like if you make a rotation into the janitor, close this off, open the hatch. Now this actually became a sort of addition to your defense side. You can also place a mirror or other utility. You can open up this as well to make extra rotations and integrate this room into your defense as well, having a long angle if the caster barricade over there tends to fail. So that is stuff you can do with castle, and if things get too hot in here, you can just whoop, drop down and go for a flank. For the rest, there are 4 key reinforcements, which are 2 on this wall and 2 on these. Because as an attacker, you will want to open these up and then sneak in and go for a plant behind the desk. Like that's the default spot here. Of course, that's already 4 reinforcements that are really mandatory, and then you can play around with them a bit and reinforce these to deny the long angles if they're repelling on the lobby. Some here as well, of course, because if they break through here, they got really long angles on you on the hallway. So having this reinforced is a very good idea as well, because you will want to maintain control over this hallway as long as you can. Other important rooms around here is of course a stock room. It's a very common place for people to enter and take control of.
If you remain in this zone, you will be detected by
Yeah,
hostiles.
this is a stock room.
You have been spotted by hostiles. Fall back.
Because I can make rotations, just open this hatch, go around and clear the bottom further, or open up a line of sight into B. So you can actually play a mirror here or reinforce it, don't reinforce it. You can play around with it a little bit, depends how much control you want to give them over this conference room. But just make sure, like, if you lose it, it is very hard to keep control over B. A very common thing, as I already said, is like you see the punch hole I made here, is to open this wall up and go for a plant here. What the other attackers would do is, if you got someone planting over here, you got someone covering, probably someone trying to hold off roamers if there's still some left, and you can have someone repelled from these windows, which of course I can't show you right now because I can't repel, but have an upside down repel on this window, wait for the cue for them to go for the fuse. If you hear it, you poke your head out and you shoot them. It's a very good angle to have a post-plant situation in. What else can I say about the upstairs? So there will be attackers trying to open some angles from there, because once these are open, as you can see, got a very clear view on anything that moves in this area. That's why most people have some people playing here around the 19 hallway or even in the elevator to try and deny a push from lobby as well, because that would just be silly to lose from a lobby push. So that at least got 2 or 3 people pushing from skylight here, or as some would say, if you're down here, it's more commonly called square. And then others trying to get angles from the stock room and some from the lobby. The lobby can also easily rotate, just rappel down and get on one of the windows. As a defender, like if they don't really like droning and stuff, it's also really strong to keep control over archives and tellers, these rooms here, because these are all below the bombs, and as you can see, it is all destructible. So if you have like a lot of Valkyrie cams upstairs, or you got a pulse playing from below, you can just wait for a plant or even wait for termite to place his charge and just go for a C4 from below, because this is all destructible. Like you can hold the site from below really strong if they really don't like droning, because of course if you're here by yourself, it's easy to just be droned out and be hunted down. But if you got some backup, it is a safe spot, maybe even safer than upstairs to hold. So a Pulse and Valkyrie with a Castle, very strong on this side. Of course you can bring an Echo or a Maestro as well. And of course a Mute or a Bandit, trying to keep them off these walls as long as possible, having them waste some utility. And of course if defenders can play from downstairs, so can attackers. Bringing a Buck is very good to help and deal with the bandit charges. If Thatcher is banned or something, you can open up the floor and try to get them from below. Also, of course, if you know some people are anchoring here or in janitor, open up the floor below them and just shoot them. It's also a good idea to keep hold of this desk or the lobby. Even though a lot of people actually forget about it, but once you got the call, no one's coming from here, you can always just rotate back or go help the people playing downstairs. After this, we will be doing the downstairs hold for Teller Archives. I won't be doing the other one, like the open area one, because it's not picked that much. I can go over it really quick. Like if you're defending over here, you would want these closed. Maybe have an extra mirror looking over there. If they actually open it up, you can hold them off a little bit more. This wall is not that important, but you can of course reinforce it to keep your people playing here a lot safer. And of course never forget about the hatches, because those are really the Achilles heel if you're defending the site here. Once they got control over the stock room, fleshed out the roamers, and got a safe drop on you, it is very easy for them to just plant anywhere really and keep an angle on the diffuser from the upstairs hatches, or just get some easy picks on some anchors. That was like
Time limit reached.
really going quick over the open area site. And last for this map will be Teller's Archives. Like those three, the CEO, upstairs, local CCTV, and Teller's Archives are the three main sites you would want to play on as a defender. Wait, I don't know what I picked. My game actually
Secure the
crashed.
bombs.
Oh, it gave me castle again.
10 seconds to insertion.
I don't know what popped up actually.
Down to 5 seconds.
Actually, city that I got castle because I wanted to do some
Keep an
destruction.
eye out for Op 4 attempting to defuse your bomb.
But it's alright. So, this bomb site can be really tricky sometimes, but if it works out really well. What you want to start with is, of course, make rotation between the two bomb sites. Upstairs, that wasn't really necessary because they do have like that double door between them. You can make it bigger, but it's not really what you would want to do. As a defender, you want these reinforced together with this wall. Those are like the really key walls. You can opt to reinforce these as well. This is really where your reinforcements should go. Don't really bother with anything else. If you got some reinforcements left, you can put them upstairs, because this side should really be held from upstairs. Because as I said, same goes for, like, this is actually just the upstairs bomb side, but downstairs, so it's a bit reversed. If you can have angles from downstairs to upstairs to get rid of the bandit batteries, of course, you can do it the other way around as well. You want to try and keep control over the lounge here and over CEO as long as possible, because as I said before, everything here is destructible. Like with one city impact grenade, I now have control over the rotation door over there. And if you got someone anchoring, easy shut off. I can go for a quick plant at the window, and I can just hold it from above in a post-plant situation. So keeping upstairs as long as you can is a very good idea. Of course, you will have some anchors, like maybe a smoke and a maestro still playing downstairs, so if the call comes, they don't bother about upstairs. They are actually pushing really hard from the floor itself. They can rotate down as quickly as possible. As an attacker, you want upstairs control. Once you have upstairs control and know this area and the open area is clear, you want to open this wall so you can go for a plant and open additional angles, because if you are going for a plant just through the window, you're really vulnerable. Like, there's a rotation hole over there, so anyone in A can actually return fire to you. You got the door that's there, like a lot of angles that they can shoot you from. If this is open, they can actually help you fending off people that are still in A. That's of course if B is clear. So open this up, try and go for a quick and sneaky plant and hold it from upstairs. What you can also do, which is actually just as viable, or if you got two hard breaches, you can open this wall up completely with thermite and do just as I said. Then place a Hibana here on the stairs and open some peak holes going directly into A. You can also open this up completely with thermite if you want, but it's a bit trickier than the other one, because of course you don't have that much area above. If you go for a plant here, there's only a tiny little thing. Over here you got the whole floor open, you got all this space to go for a plant and all this floor to open up to actually have a look for it. See that they don't go for diffuse. This is a little bit trickier, but still very viable. If you hold upstairs, you can of course always open the... Well, I already forgot I don't have any impacts left. Yikes. Open up this hatch so you can have a look. I'll show you where it actually ends up in. It's this one. So if they go to open this wall, you can hold them up from upstairs. That's why if you're attacking, actually taking upstairs and pushing people off this hatch and, well, push them up the hatch and open the floor above this side, that's basically all you have to do. Then you can start preparing for your actual push. I think that's about it for this side. I think I said enough times how important the upstairs is, because this is all destructible. If you got a sledge playing here, it's ouchy for the players downstairs. So of course, again, having 2 hard breaches or even 3 is a really big help on this side. So on all 3 sides here that I just showed, hard breaches have a really important role to play. Because of course, if you just go for a normal push here, all you can really do if you don't have any hard breachers is try and clear the upstairs and then go for this window or the door, which of course will probably be trapped, will be watched. If you open this wall, you create way more angles into the actual bomb sites and of course ways to deny the defuse. So that will be it for Bank. I hope it helped you and I will see you for the next one.